to Man That's Cooking. In this video, we're going to show you how to make some easy pellet smoked 221 baby back ribs. So if you're new to cooking ribs on a pellet smoker, this 221 method is pretty easy for baby back ribs, and it's a great starting point. So let's get started. Alright, the first thing you want to do is to use a butter knife and kind of wiggle it underneath this membrane and then grab it with a paper towel and pull it off. Now, it's okay to leave this on. Some people do that, and if you do that, you probably want to take a knife and score it a little bit. And sometimes when you buy ribs, especially baby backs, it might already have the membrane removed. So the next step is to take a sharp knife and cut off anything that's hanging. That stuff's going to get burnt up during the cook, and you just want to remove anything like that. So most of your trimming work is going to be on the bottom side, and this is optional, of course. You don't have to do this, but you may as well. It only takes a couple minutes. And just give the top side a good overlook, see if there's anything that needs to be sliced off there. And now it's time for an injection. This is an optional step, of course, but with baby back ribs, they're very meaty. Sometimes that meat is pretty thick. And that is a perfect opportunity to inject and add additional flavor. Or you could do a marinade and get the meat side down into the marinade and have it soak up some flavor. If you don't do this, you're going to get kind of like a plain pork loin kind of flavor towards the meatier end of these racks of ribs. Injection's pretty easy though. All you have to do is try to get it between the bones, at least towards the smaller end of the rack of ribs. Towards the meatier end, you kind of have a lot more space where you can just poke the needle in and pump it up with some fluid. So we're using this Heath Riles injection, and it's got almost like a bacon flavor to it. So really put some good flavoring into these ribs. Alright, so next we're going to put down some yellow mustard, and this is going to be a binder. It's going to help the seasoning to stick to the ribs. You're not going to taste this mustard at all, although it looks like you would, but you don't. And if you hate mustard, don't worry, you're just not going to taste it. Alright, so for the first rack, we're going to go with AP Rub from Killer Hogs, and then Hot Barbecue Rub from Killer Hogs. So shout out to Malcolm Reed. These are great rubs. You can buy these almost anywhere. And for the other rack of ribs, we're going to use this 16 mesh black pepper and kosher salt mixture, sometimes referred to as Dalmatian rub. It's very common in Texas barbecue. And now we're just going to repeat the same steps on the top side. Now you can use whatever rubs you like. If you don't have any favorites yet, just give some of these a try. Or you can also make some from scratch at home. And those are the best because they're full of flavor, especially if you have fresh spices. Don't use any old spices if you're going to make a rub. And you're not going to put any preservatives and odd chemicals into your rub. I mean, maybe you're into fentanyl or something, then you probably shouldn't be. But that's going to be the big difference maker between a store-bought rub and a homemade. Alright, we're going to let those ribs sit for at least 10 minutes, let that seasoning absorb in and draw out a little bit of moisture from the ribs. And while that's happening, we're going to prep this 3-hour smoke tube. We're going to put some hickory pellets in here. So why use a smoke tube? Well, it's going to add obviously a lot more smoke flavor. It's going to give you more flavor than what most pellet smokers are going to emit because they're busy burning pellets for heat, and you kind of lose some of the smoke when that happens. So this is just going to help fill that smoker chamber with more smoke, and that's a good thing. Okay, so the smoker's up to temp. We're going to put these racks of ribs on the top rack, and you want to just kind of push it together like that. And again, we're running at 235 degrees Fahrenheit with hickory and a mix of cherry pellets. So all the instructions and ingredients are in the description of this video, And they're also at our website, manthat'scooking.com. You can find this video and this recipe there as well. Alright, so after an hour, we're going to spritz down these ribs just to moisten them up a bit, keep them from drying out, and we're using some apple cider vinegar. Take a look at that. Nice and moist, glistening in the sun. You can see they're starting to take on a nice smoke color. Looking good. Oh yeah. By the way, you want to have the thickest, meatiest side of these racks of ribs towards the hottest point of your smoker, and on this model, that's towards the exhaust. Alright, so it's been 2 hours, and now what we're going to do is wrap these ribs in some foil with some additional flavoring. So what this is going to do is it's going to braise the ribs, which means it's kind of going to cook in its own liquid and kind of steam it in a way, and it's going to tenderize it, and it's also going to render off a lot of the fat on these ribs, and it's really going to help in the cooking process. So we're putting some honey onto this foil. We've got some tiger sauce, which is like a sweet heat, and we're going to put down some brown sugar. And then, got to have a little bit of fat, so we're going to put in some little bit of pads of butter. And if you have parquet, that's even better. That's the true Johnny Trigg style, allegedly. Well, at least according to the internet. So, take the ribs off the smoker, put it meat side down. You want to pick off any of these little blood things that are coming out of the bones and toss them in your yard. Little prizes for your dogs. We're going to add some flavoring to the bottom side of the ribs. That's where your tongue tends to hit most of the time, unless you eat ribs weird. And then we're going to double wrap it with 2 sheets of heavy-duty foil. And we're going to repeat this process for the other rack of ribs. But on these ribs, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're going to put some honey and I'm going to put some brown sugar and make this one a little bit sweet on the bottom side. And again, just double wrap these ribs. You want to double wrap it in case a bone pokes through one of the first layer of foil. And that would let all the steam out and kind of defeat the purpose of wrapping the ribs. And back on the smoker they go for another 2 hours. Now technically you could put this in the oven because it doesn't matter anymore now that it's wrapped in foil. But we're not going to do that. So it's been 2 hours. Let's unwrap these and see what we got. It's almost like Christmas Day, but in your backyard with ribs. Alright, look at that. Got a little bit of pullback on the bones there on the bottom. We got a lot of liquid in there. And this liquid's not really flavorful. I mean, it sort of is, but it tends to be a lot of melted or rendered fat. So you're not going to get much use out of it if you want to try and use it to, brush down the ribs with that. You're better off just putting barbecue sauce on it. Yeah, so let's do that. So we got 2 store-bought barbecue sauces here. We're just going to put stubs on one of these and Sweet Baby Ray's on the other. And of course, homemade sauce from scratch is always the best. Just like with the rubs, if you make it at home, it's no preservatives, no fentanyl, good to go. Alright, so back on the smoker they go for the final hour, and it's roughly an hour give or take, because what we're going to do is cook by temperature at this point. We're going to use a needle probe and try the best that we can to get it in between 2 bones and hold the camera at the same time. A little tricky to do that, but I think that's the best way to do it right there. Yeah. So these are going to cook until 195 Fahrenheit. You could cook it longer. Some people use much higher temps, 203, something like that. We're going to stick to 195, and you can also light up the smoke tube again if you want, if it's gone out, which it probably has by now. But hey, check out these ribs. I want my baby back, baby back, baby back. Chili's. Oh, these are going to be so much better than Chili's. And there's no insane inflation markup or 20% tip. Alright, the alarm went off, so we're going to take these ribs off of the smoker and let them rest for about 5 minutes on this cutting board. Food porn flyover. Take a look at that. I mean, does that look meaty and delicious or what? These ribs are amazingly good. They're very tender, full of flavor. You're going to love these. Alright, so the easiest way to cut these up is to flip them over. That way you can see the bones, because the directions in the bones kind of changes from the skinny end towards the fatter, meatier end. Alright, so let's grab one of these and see what we've got. Talk about meat on the bone. Look at that. That's a hearty rib right there. Oh yeah, that is going to be delicious. Let's cut into the next rack of ribs. By the way, this is a electric knife. It's almost like cheating. It works even better than a slicer when it comes to cutting ribs, but to each his own. If you like slicers, go for it. So let's see what we got on this rack. Oh yeah, a little bit of a hanging meat. May as well eat that. Yeah, looking good. Got a smoke ring there. Obviously not as much as you would get on a offset or a stick burner, but hey, pellets are easy. The offset smoker guys are laughing at this right now. But hey, they got to do a lot of work to get ribs like this. And you barely did anything. I mean, how easy was this cook? Seriously. So look at this big meaty rib right here. This is why the injection or a brine is really helpful for adding flavor to this meat. It's not so much necessary for spare ribs, but definitely really helps for baby back ribs. Alright, so enough with the presentation here. It's time to grab a rib and take a bite. Let's get this meaty guy right here. Nice meaty bite, clean off the bone. It's got a little bit of tug, just like you want to have. And it's not all mushy like Grandma likes. Yeah, this is coming off nice and clean. Some good bites here. Good stuff. This is how you want it. So this was easy to make, right? I mean, 2-2-1, can't go wrong. And of course, you don't have to do 2-2-1. You could just leave it unwrapped and cook it the whole way. A lot of people do that. A lot of people use a higher temp. There's all kinds of different ways to make baby back ribs. So if you're new to making ribs on a pellet smoker, you definitely want to try a couple different methods. See which one you like, which one's your favorite. And of course, there's plenty of arguments on the interwebs about which style is the best. It's really up to you. It's really up to you and your family and whoever you're feeding and what they like. You know, this method here gives a little bit of a tug. The meat isn't completely falling off the bone from the get-go, but some people like that. So hey, thanks for watching this video. We hope you liked it. If you did, click like, click subscribe. Check out our other pellet smoker videos. We've got a playlist here on YouTube with all of the pellet smoker videos that we've made. And we're going to keep making more and add them to that playlist. Check us out at manthat'scooking.com. You'll find all the recipes there and all the instructions and all of these videos. Give us some feedback in the comments section. Let us know if you made this recipe, how it came out. Thanks for watching.